Lonely Globe, episode 7 with the one and only Bad Lad. Congratulations, by the way, for getting on the podcast because it's been about fucking time I got you on here, so.
Yeah.
This has been mad, this is.
I've seen you been popping up. I mean, you've got like a bunch of the UK heads around here. It's cool.
Yeah.
I fuck with it.
I didn't think I'd get you on here though, man, I'm not going to lie. It was worth a try. I thought I'll shoot my DM and see what we can get, and, landed quite well.
I'm always down, man. I honestly I fuck with UK people doing shit, so I'm always down to kind of help.
100%, man. How you going anyway? How you doing?
Yeah. I'm busy as hell right now. Maybe a bit too busy. But that's kind of what I'd rather be busy than not during the lead up to an album. So
we're going to get into all that though, 100%. Because busy's good. Busy's really good.
Yeah, it can be. I'm like easily overwhelmed with too much work though, so I'll probably just like melt at a point.
It's getting there though. It'll get there, man. It'll get there. Congratulations on Numb, by the way. Absolutely phenomenal, mate. Like the video, everything about it was insane. Shout out to any of the people that was involved with the effects on Numb. And anyone that participated within the music. So shout out to all those. But yeah, I was watching it last night when you dropped it, and I was blown away. Like, do you know what it reminded me of? And I don't know if you'll agree with me on this. Do you remember, like, back in the day? Obviously, when you used, like, I don't know if your family were the same, but like my mom used to watch like the early 2000s R&B songs and stuff like that, and their music videos were all like kind of very characterized. That's what it kind of reminded me of. And there's a specific music video got in my head, and I can't remember the name of the song though. But it reminded me so much of it.
I
can't remember the song.
It's all good though. I mean, yeah, man. Numb. I've been sitting on Numb for like over a year now. I mean, I didn't even realize that because a fan like reposted it. And it was like, yo, you reposted this snippet like a year ago, like to the day almost. And I was like, damn, I've really been sitting on this song for a minute. And I think I knew. I think anyone who's not watching, is everything good?
No, it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah. For anyone like watching this like stuff, or like I've just dropped this song and I know it's gonna be one of my bigger ones. It's just, I don't know, man. Like every person I showed it to, they were just like, "Oh, mate, this is just like levels above your other shit." So I'm just like,
it's different. It's what I like about it. It's different. People,
I think I just managed to like tap into like a bit more of like a raw, like emotion. Like I was talking to Pezhead about it, and he was just saying like, I just feel this one more. So, proud of that, man. Like I think I'm learning as I'm going.
I just feel like it's very iconic. Like you said, it's so different to any of the tracks you've done.
I'm really happy with that one, man. It came out so well.
I think I waited for the right time. What inspired you to do the music video in such a way, though? Like what?
Well, I mean, we did.
Because it's different.
It felt like time to do an animated video. Like I was hunting for a while, like a year ago. Like we've had the video finished for ages. And I came across. I was just on TikTok, and it was like this guy Carlos that I found him. He'd done like an animation of like some like New York subway, and I was like, yo, this is like PS1, PS2 kind of graphics. Just look sick.
Duke and Nukem Time to Kill top like that's what I got into all of it. Like
like just Tony Hawk's Underground, like
yeah,
like shit like that. And yeah, like I just love that vibe. I was like, yo, a music video would be nuts like this. I haven't really seen anyone do that. So yeah, man, like I hit up Carlos and he got to work, and it was mate, like it was so sick, man. He just sent back like the first draft, and I was like, this is fucking nuts. So yeah, really gassed about Numb coming out and like finally getting an animated video, because it's just not something that like everyone can pull off right. Like story wise, we wanted to make sure there was a story and shit, and actually just have like meaning towards the whole thing. Like if we've got a song that is now like you can feel it in your heart when you listen to it. So I'm like, okay, do it justice. And I just wanted to make sure it had the justice served, basically.
No, it has panned out so well. Like, and you could tell, you can definitely see that from a lot of your fans that watched it last night. And I want to check. I think you've hit just over 3K views on it now, and
Yeah,
on the
pretty
music
good, man.
video, and then listens. Obviously, they stack up they stack up differently on Spotify. You'll get, I think on Spotify it just hits like differently every month, doesn't it? It don't automatically give a. Well, you'll be able to see it via.
Yeah, I can right now. I can see live counts and stuff, but yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. No, honestly, it's good. Good. I know it's got replay value, so I'm not even looking at the numbers. Like I've looked at maybe on my Spotify for artists like once since it dropped, and I'm just like, cool. I'm just happy. You know what I mean?
it's best
I'm
to
even just
leave it.
happy that it's out. I don't even care. Like
Yeah,
if it blows up, but I know it'll do well. But I just that song is like one of my all-time favorites. So I'm just happy it's out.
that's one thing I can say. You've got a good fan base behind you. You've got a good amount of fans sticking around, and they've always been interested in music, and that's gone from, you know, a lot of your albums back in 2019. Was it Bad Idea was released, that album?
Yeah,
2020 was
lunatic.
Lunatic. That's it. So you can see the amount of fans that have stuck around. Like watch your music grow. That it's fully grown.
Yeah, man, but it's now it's a completely different ball game now, and I hate it because it's like I've always been the guy that like wants to talk to like their fans and stuff, and I still
Yeah.
do that. But it's almost like the format now with like TikTok and stuff is like you got to
Y-
talk to this unknown audience that's like
Yeah.
that's just out there somewhere, and you
You
don't know
can't
where
see
your
them.
niche is, and you just have
Yeah.
to throw shots at the wall, and I find that shit cringe. Um, and yeah, you just wait and see what sticks. But yeah, man. I'm a little worried in the current landscape just because I feel like I've like almost trained myself as like this social media warrior, and then everything just got fucking like fucked right at the end. I can swear, right? Or you gonna have
Yeah,
to do a
fuck
lot
it,
of
go for it,
bleeping.
man.
Cool. Yeah, it's all
Oh,
different now. Oh,
yeah. That's all right, man. Keep going.
yeah, so it's all different. And it's scary. But I think it might like loop back. I don't know. I don't know how long this new TikTok shit is gonna last for.
It's hard to
Um,
say. I'm starting to get into it now. I mean,
yeah,
I'm at a very low following still. Everything's trying to grow. I'm still
yeah,
trying to figure out things for well, obviously Lonely Globe, and like I want to bring I want to bring the right people forward, and I want to put out the best content as possible. Well, as good as I can get right now, and see how it grows and see what I can make better. But it's a form of learning, isn't it? Like you've just got to learn from
yeah.
everything
I
you
was
do.
I was actually I came across one of yours. It just got recommended to me. It was the chick with DID. I just found it
Oh,
so
No
interesting.
Tricks. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's a
Crazy that
good
was.
little TikTok. I fuck with that. So and I just had a little like check out of all the other stuff. Like I saw you coming to the Birmingham show.
Oh yeah, man, definitely coming to the Birmingham show,
You hype?
100%. Yeah, I am. I'm very hyped.
Oh,
I'm hyped for the vibe. Be nice to meet DeAndre in person because obviously I did a podcast with DeAndre, and
yeah,
it's such a chill guy, and I'm kind of glad I got you on it because obviously it's it's gonna be it's gonna be nice to speak to you in person on podcast and learn more about like your music and what you do. But then when it comes to seeing the live show,
yeah,
um, I just feel like there's going to be a bit more like vibe behind it now because speaking to you in person, I know you'd be a chill dude anyway, but it's even better. We're like, yeah, fucking come on, bad lad, you got this, man. You got to throw this fucking show out now. So
oh
I'm going to
mate,
be the guy in the middle mosh pit, and I'm not going to lie to you, bro.
oh,
So
that's good. That's good to hear. I mean, mate, that show's looking to be a fucking mad one. Like we've booked. First of all, no concerns on if it's going to be crazy or not. It's going to be nuts. Um, and yeah. Anyway, we're hiring a bus, like an entire London bus
yeah,
that we're basically going to pick people up. Like I think if you're in line, like early on for the gig, um, we're gonna come by with a whole fucking bus and pick you up, and the bus has like a gig inside of it.
no way.
And yeah, there's gonna be like a bunch of like Radio One people there, and some just we're just gonna grab some mega fans if they're there, and drive you around London, and then we'll drop you off at the gig at like 7 or something, and then the gig starts, and then we do the gig. So
Crazy that is.
that's gonna be cool. There'll be like a Q&A and stuff on the bus, but yeah, if you're coming to the gig, pull up early. You might get on a
Yeah.
bus.
Yeah, man. Thinking about it now, yeah. Roll around Digbuff.
It's gonna be funny. It's gonna be funny.
Have you been to Birmingham? You've been to Birmingham before, haven't you?
Yeah. I've been Birmingham a couple times. Not been up there in a few years though.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, I rate it. It's got like a super like underground vibe to it. I went round. God, I couldn't tell you where, but there's just like it's pretty run down, but there's just like a bunch of like warehouses.
Graffiti. That's Digbuff. That is. That's
Yeah.
where I'm pretty sure. You do it. Are you performing at the O2 Academy? Where are you performing? Is it Institute?
Ooh, you can't. Oh, I can't get this one wrong. Oh God.
It might. Do you know what? I think. Why have I got the
I think
Institute
it
in my
might
head?
be O2 Academy to Birmingham. I'm not sure. I'll just quickly check. I'll put it up. We got Birmingham is the Asylum.
The Asylum. Asylum. Let me have a look at this. Oh, where's he gone? There he is.
I don't know what just happened.
It's all right, man. I'm trying to. Did it say it's the
I
Asylum?
didn't do anything. Yeah, it's Birmingham, the Asylum. Yeah.
Why? I'm trying to think of the Asylum is.
Or it might be called the Asylum 2, I think.
We are. Why am I? I don't know what. I'm as much as confused as you.
Yeah, the Asylum venue.
Yeah,
Birmingham.
yeah, Asylum. Yeah.
Oh, that looks sick. Oh, that looks nuts. I haven't even seen it yet.
Have I been to the Asylum?
That looks nuts. I definitely haven't yet.
This is fucking bugging me. Like really, like it's mad because I'm near Birmingham. Like back again, guys. Sorry about that. We had some technical difficulties, didn't we, bro?
And now I'm in black and white, and that's probably sound a bit better.
Yeah.
What were we talking
about? So I was looking up Asylum in Birmingham's where the Birmingham show's going to be. I remember where it is now. It's a place called Uproar. It's a like a nightclub, and I think on the left hand side and upstairs, they do shows. I've seen a few people there. It's good. It's good. It's good venue.
Well, it's good to know that someone who's been there.
Yeah. I'm going with a
couple
couple of guys I've done a podcast with before. A guy called Lawless, Rossi, and Rossi's brother Connor. He does all their cameras. I'm going with him to that show. So I mean, I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm seeing just seeing how it all pans out. It's going to be class. You know what? It's a perfect venue as well. Thinking about it now. It's going to be I just feel like it's going to be the perfect venue for like the vibe and that and for the music.
Good. I'm ready, man. I'm ready for this tour. I'm ready for the album. I'm ready for what's coming after the album as well.
I was going to say.
Got another one ready afterwards.
When's the album dropping again?
The end of the month, the night of the 28th. So when you wake up on the 29th, you'll have it.
Oh, nice. And then you got the 2 shows in London. One in Glasgow, Birmingham, and Bristol.
Yep. Yeah. And
there's another one. I'm missing out.
No, I think we got we got the tour as well. We got Leeds. Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's it for now. There's more like in the talks, but I don't know if I can like announce them yet.
Yeah. I'll be careful about it with that then.
No, it's all good. Everything I've said is all good. I just don't know about anything else.
So do you know with the people you're going to be performing with? Have you performed with Andre before and Pezed and that?
Yeah, I'm trying to. I keep trying to show face around these, man, because I really do feel like if there was like people in the UK that are gonna do it, it's these guys.
Yeah.
And we actually, we've met up a few times, even here, and we were like, this is our space to take, really. So we should try.
I'll fully agree on that one, to be honest.
And yeah, man, I love those guys, man. Pez, I fucking.
It's his first show as well, isn't it? Is it Pez?
No, Pez has done more shows than me probably. In his time. He had a band before me and stuff. But yeah, no, I've done shows with DeAndre. Done shows with Cincy.
I've got Cincy coming on the podcast soon, to be fair.
Oh yeah, come on. Cincy, honestly, Cincy's an interesting one because ironically, yeah. So
I've been around. Like, I think like two more. I was like up, I guess, 2 years before these man.
Yeah.
But ironically, Cincy is doing like the exact same thing as me, and we live in the fucking like we grew up in the same like area.
Yeah.
And like, how many people are doing this shit in the UK? And two people who are doing the exact same thing, both white guys just screaming their head off in front of a microphone. And we also came from fucking Aylesbury, outside of Oxford. And it's really weird because I went and linked him at his house, and I was like, damn, like I've been here. I went to college here, like, and we've just been like so close, and then we've somehow aligned ourselves. And he knows my friends from college and shit, so that's pretty cool. Like yeah.
Yeah, that's quite crazy. Have you released anything with Cincy?
No, man. We've honestly not really been rushing nothing like that. I mean,
You think you would though if you both come from the same like?
Yeah, I mean, last couple times we've linked up, we've been like, yeah, we should probably like actually get on with it and think about making a song.
Yeah, I think you should.
And I've had a couple beats, and like, but they're always beats that I'm like, oh yeah, but I just really want this one for myself. So yeah, it'll happen. It'll definitely happen at some point.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna happen. It's got to. Cause
yeah.
I come across Sincere through a guy called Kilmore when he was doing a lot of stuff with Kilmore.
Yeah, I've shot a video for Kilmore. I shot Drill Metal 4.
Oh, did you? Oh no way. Yeah, that's crazy. I didn't know that.
With all the red lights and stuff.
Yeah. Oh shit, I didn't know that one.
Yeah, I've done a couple videos of Cincy's as well.
I only know I know of them lot through because obviously before this I've done album artwork and I did some stuff for Kilmore, and he's taken a step back for a bit from what I spoke to him last about. Which I know he'll do a huge comeback. I can just see it happening. I think he's just doing his thing at the minute.
Yeah, he's just figuring it out. I think he's had an interesting road because it's been like he went for a very like risky angle with the drill metal hybrid, and obviously the drill guys are fucking, you know, they're not gonna like it. So, you know, the drill guys are gonna be all like against that shit. So it was a tough road to go down, and I think all he needs to do is reinvent himself a little bit and come back swinging.
Oh yeah, he'll definitely
big time.
He's very talented. He's very talented.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's gonna be nice to see all these artists perform, because obviously you'd have been performed at the Peep Show and stuff in Camden, I'm guessing.
Yeah, we did Peep Show. That show, I don't know why I didn't have a good show there.
What, you just didn't feel like it went as well as you thought?
I mean, it went all right. It went, like, as far as the show goes. I think I for some reason I had like an asthma attack after it, so that definitely didn't play into it. And I was just like, it was just like a fuck ton. Like usually I'm used to shows, like I'm used to my gigs and I know my audience, but Peep Show, it was like an emo club night. So I was like, there was just a fuck ton of like full on goth emos, and I'm just like, they're all trying to talk to me, and I'm like, I'm dying, I need an inhaler, I'm going outside. I went outside, like threw up a little bit, and then I'm like, all right, cool, and then I was like, just get the fuck out of it. And I went to a casino on Camden High Street.
Did you really?
Yeah, and I just watched my mate gamble for a bit, and then went home.
How much did we lose?
Oh wait, I've only actually ever properly been to a casino once, and that was with Cincy, and it was in Chinatown. It was a fucking sick casino, man. But yeah, put like 500 quid down, lost all of it.
Oh, see, I can't do man. I can't do gambling.
No,
it hurts.
Mate, I recently got into poker, and I'm not a gambler, but I'd be playing on the poker apps, and
You've been doing good on it, or not?
Yeah, on it. Well, I mean, I'm not playing real money. It's not real money, so it doesn't really count.
But it's still fun, isn't it?
Yeah, it's fun. I enjoy like just, you know, fucking people's heads and shit. So
I can't get into it, man. I can't do anything like that. It hurts losing money. I don't know what it is.
Yeah. No, I don't know how far I could take anything losing real money wise. Like I don't think I could properly gamble like that. I know some
people. I always remember there's a place just down from me, a bookies, and I always remember walking in, and on a Saturday I used to go with my mates. They'd pull a bet on go in the pub and stuff, and they go around, put a bet on. I used to just go around and see what bets was putting on. Because it's interesting, because I like watching your friends lose, and it's funny, but like, I'll always remember this one guy. I'll always remember, and he, I remember looking at the slot machine he was on, and he had like at least a grand, 1,500 quid, and he doubled it, and it kept going up and I think he got up to about something stupid. I don't know what the maximum rate is on some of them now. I'm got a feeling he went up to about 4 grand, and he lost it, lost a lot, and I was just like, that hurts.
But they live for that shit, man. They love it,
bro.
They don't love that bit, but you know what I mean. Like that's the high and then the low.
Mate, I couldn't believe it though. Again. The guy went and put an extra £1,500 on after losing that.
Yeah.
So what goes through someone's brain to do that though? Like,
did he lose it anymore, or did he get it back?
Well, apparently he's a regular there. He's always in there. So.
Oh right, yeah. Mate, since he's nuts with gambling, dude. Like, I kid you not. Do you know CS:GO?
Yeah, the game.
Counter-Strike. Yeah, the game. Yeah, so since he doesn't even play CS:GO.
Don't tell me he gambles for the game.
Bro, I tell you, I no word of a lie. You can ask Cincy, dude, or anyone watching. This guy has found one of them CS:GO gambling websites, yeah, and he's just fucked them. He's taken 30 grand off them. I'm not even kidding. I'm sorry, Cincy, I'm just blowing you out here, man. He's put 2 grand in, and somehow, yeah, the system is just giving him Dragon Law, fucking Sapphire knife and shit. And he's getting knives that don't even exist because his winnings are so high that they're having to mash 3 skins together to give him 7 grand's worth of skins. This guy's made 30K on this one website, and I'm pissed off about it.
I'm gonna call him out for, because this is fucking. That is.
Bro, you got to ask him about it. I kid you not, he has made maybe close to 20,000-30,000 pounds and put 2 grand in max ever.
So at least we know how he's paying for his music videos.
Yeah, man.
No, he's
nuts. I've watched him do it just all
behind the scenes. He bashes the game. I've got. He must.
I don't know. No, me and him play Valorant all the time. It's it's either you play CS:GO or Valorant, really. He'll pull up CS:GO to kind of show off the skins and shit. But yeah, he's just sticking them straight back on the marketplace. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't even.
Proper raining. Let me close my window.
Yeah, man, go for it. Cincy, what the? 30 grand, man. Jesus. That's one thing I'm gonna have to talk to him about, you know.
Yeah, you should.
Podcast.
You should. That would be hella funny.
I might have to do a podcast with him and get you two on the podcast as well, because I think that.
Yeah, we bounce off each other, man. That would be funny.
Yeah, I think that needs to happen.
You should do a podcast, and you should get the whole UK lot in.
Oh, I'd love it, man.
You should get everyone. I can arrange it. Easy
peasy.
Please,
yeah, that'd be sick. DeAndre's up for it, because DeAndre actually had a really good time on the podcast, and it went as well as.
We get 5 or 6 people in here and just fucking talk for a couple hours. Oh my god,
it's just gonna.
Dude, it is pissing it down right now.
Oh no. Oh, it's not by me. I'm all good.
Yeah. You look. It's fine out there, mate. It's going here, mate.
That's probably what I thought I could hear. I thought it was just the electronics in your room.
Oh, I have an aircon on. Is it loud? I literally just.
No, it's not loud. Doing you can hear a slight sound from something. So when you talk, you can hear it slightly. I thought when you said the rain, I was like, fucking hell, that's quite coming through.
Yeah, fair enough. Sorry, listeners.
So how's, as much as you want to say about the album that's coming out, right? How is it going to be a complete backflip of what you've done before, in ways? No, it's not. So it's going to be quite not similar, but
the way I view it is a send off to because I think there's been clear phases in the Bad Lad journey. I think because it's a learning journey, man. I started this shit not knowing anything, and now I'm at a point where I know a little bit, and you know what I mean. So the album, I've always said in my mind, is kind of like a send off to what people currently know as Bad Lad. It's not a dupe of Lunatic. The gimmick with Lunatic was every song is something different. It's definitely more one noted, not one noted, but one lane.
Yeah.
And it has a bit more of an actual direction. But I also view Absence as a stepping stone, because you got to remember, I made like at this point now, Absence was done like over a year ago.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
So I'm like already, I'm looking back into a year or two of like how I felt when I made those songs and shit, and now I can like objectively look at what Absence is and look at the next thing, and be like, yeah, no, Absence is a good stepping stone for where I'm going.
I get what you mean there. So you can literally, you can say you've taken that step back now to look at the album as a whole and go, like, this is what I've planned. This is
the purpose of this album, and I'm not, and I know not to overstep that and be like, this is the fucking craziest album I've ever made, and shit, like,
that's
down, I can objectively look at it for what it is, and it's a good album. The people who like Bad Lad now will love this album. People who haven't heard Bad Lad will like this album. But I think just because I have a pretty like steady like progression graph. Like I've already seen the next album, so I'm like, damn, the next album just shits on this one. Like, so
but that's always the plan.
It's not even out yet.
That's always the plan. It's to always top like everything, isn't it? You're always trying to. You're climbing this tower and you're just trying to put something at the top every time. And then you feel always. Like, because like you look at like some people, like, I don't know, are completely out the blue, random artists, but Kanye, like, he's released some albums that have been good, and then you release some shit ones, and you're just like, why the fuck have you released that? But like, there's always a purpose behind creating an album. Is what I think. You've always got to try and top it, ain't you? Always.
Perfect place to fucking butt in here. I've noticed this, right? So, for example, let's say I'm doing my run of singles, right?
Yeah.
And Numb is the last single to have come out. Like, people may not be necessarily fucking with the first few songs, or obviously certain people liking them and shit. But let's say there was that one guy who was just kind of waiting for Numb, you know? And now he's got it, and now he goes, like, his entire perspective of what the album could be is now shifted, you know?
Yeah.
So it's interesting hearing, like, for example, let's say I put out that first song, Prison. Let's say a bunch of people didn't like Prison. I'd be like, fuck, like, the opinion of Absence is trash right now, you know?
Yeah.
But as you get more, like, people go, oh, this is sick, this is cool. And you start seeing the people who are commenting stuff like, oh, like, this might not be for me. They go, yo, this one is fucking nuts. And now they've got something on the album that they're gonna like. And it will. That's that. I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
You know,
I know what you mean.
I'm happy with that.
So I'm excited now. I am like excited because what's more exciting about it is the fact that I'll get to see it live as well.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any songs that have already been released that you're going to be playing, or is it completely Absence? Is it going to be?
I do have. I have a set list. I'm gonna pull it up. I'm not gonna say it, but
yeah.
It's I don't think I'm gonna play the whole album. I find
a lot of people don't. I think they just pick out like a few.
Yeah, I think I've made that mistake in the past where you just can't, like, they just play new song after new song, the whole thing through. No one knows how to bop. No one knows really like where the vibe is or where the drops come in, or they're just kind of like sitting there. By the way, everything sounds shit live for every gig unless you've got some world-class venue. So, you know, like you're kind of just listening to like, you know, it's like, it's not.
I don't know if I agree you on that one though, because I find sometimes listening to something live, there's energy. There's more energy.
I agree, but
do you mean as a whole audio?
Sonically,
okay.
Sonically only, from the audio perspective. I've learned this just from over the years. Shit songs sound fucking nuts live, and good songs will never sound as good as they actually sound. Like, in terms of sonically, like, yeah, the moment, the energy could top all of that, right? But in my opinion, like, as a critical listener, I guess the average audience member doesn't really fucking care. But as like a person who goes to gigs and like criticizes and like studies it, like the shit songs always sound good. Like the stuff that's just dumb crap 808s just going off the walls, like that always sounds nuts live. Yeah, because it's just so extreme. But for example, like if you had a more heartfelt kind of like soulful kind of song, that's going to be harder to kind of like win people over. I feel like people were just down to get crazy. But for people to actually sit there and have a bunch of like metalheads chill for a second and actually take in some shit. That's kind of hard to do when like for example, Numb, like Dead That, which is a song about me saying dead and that, right?
Yeah. Is that the one with the tank? Is it?
Yeah, that's the one with the tank. Yeah. That would go off so much harder than what I would arguably say is my best song right now, Numb.
Yeah.
You know?
Easily. Kind of like X with
Look at Me.
Look at Me, sorry. And then
I mean, well, I think X is just in that fucking zone where like anything he get playing, it would be a fart noise and everyone would cry.
He's in with the gods. His music was next level.
Yeah, man. I don't like what they're doing with it now, though. I don't like how
I've said this about him with Peep and everything. I don't like how. I think there's a time just to cut it.
There is no right way to handle this fucking thing.
No, there's not. But I think there's a way. I think there's a place where you just go, right, cut it. It's like,
yeah.
It's like.
I mean, I don't listen to X anymore anyway. I've got X tattooed on my chest, and he's the reason I started this shit. But I can't put on an X song because
I was going to actually get into that. Like, how did you actually start coming about your music? Because you are so obviously embedded into it, I'd say, as a music career as well. So
yeah, I mean, it's definitely like my life at this point. Like, it's not just like a thing
you come back
anymore.
from. You don't come back from work and just sit at your thing. You know what I mean? It is a case.
I mean, this is work.
Yeah,
like, you know, this is it. If I don't do this, I fucking get kicked out of my house. So, yeah, man. What the fuck was the question? I got caught on the last bit.
Basically, like, how did you fully get into?
Mate. The first, like, I was always into dubstep. Like, I was always like, as a kid, listening to on the bus, like, listen to Bangarang and shit, and like Knife Party, Bonfire, like all that shit. I loved that growing up, but I never really understood how because you know, dubstep back then, that was so like foreign sounds. I was like, I don't even know how to even like comprehend how to start doing this. So I probably would have started being like a dubstep artist if I like just a producer at the start. And I kind of wish I did, because those guys are fucking cracked. Like, if you learned dubstep back then, you're Skrillex by now.
Yeah.
But then when I came around to school time, I was doing my exams. And I remember being in English, and my friend showed me the X mugshot, and he was like, yeah, this guy, like, he's just fucking blown the fuck up, and he's in jail right now, and he's about to get out, and he's crazy, and Look at Me was out, and that was the start of all of it, man. I was like, damn, this is like because I loved a bit of metal, I loved the extremeness of like electronic dubstep, you know, growing up I listened to 3 Days Grace, System of a Down and shit, and now I'm hearing this perfect fusion in the perfect time, and I'm like, dude, I could do this. And I think in the state that the UK was in at the time, we're talking 2018, 2017, like, I don't think a lot of kids, I could say teens, kids, felt like they could express themselves in that way. I think very much in the UK, like, we're kind of like, don't be a nuisance, kind of like, you know, sit there, you know, or like, let's say just in your household, like, you don't want to fucking upset your mum. You don't want to fucking piss off your mum or your dad. And like, being a kid who's just screaming like, bitch, pussy, fucking all this shit. And like, you know what I mean? Like, as a 17-year-old kid, that's kind of like a mad approach to take. And I think a lot of kids didn't feel like they could do that. So I think the reason why I had a bit of a push at the beginning was because kids like me, or teens like me, they just channeled that through me, because they didn't feel like they could do it. You know, they didn't feel like they could just get up and scream and be a nuisance. And I generally felt like anyone who could just scream at that time would hop on the wave, and people would they'd get a following from that. I think it was just a timing thing, because I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I did not know what I was doing.
I don't think anyone.
I just had the balls to do it. You know,
that's one thing that's quite good, because a lot of people don't have the balls to do it. Like, it's a case of how people think and how people are going to react to it, and people are going to think I'm a complete fucking weirdo and shit like that. Like, it's a complete...
And people will. People will think you're a weirdo.
Yeah, people will.
Yeah. But I think even in more so in now times, now that we've got TikTok and stuff, like, people are praised for doing that shit, expressing themselves and all that. Like, back then, like, I was getting bullied, like, for just like,
this is the
saying
thing, though,
what I wanted to say.
Someone would bully you for like creating music and creating something you're so dedicated into. Yeah, you got people now, like, look at, like you just said, TikTok, perfect example, bro. Look at this AI stuff people are doing. just saying random words for hours.
Imagine growing up in this era now. It's like being a kid.
I'd hate
like being born into a world where AI already exists, and you're like, shit.
I'd hate it. I'd fucking hate it. Honestly, I'd hate it. It scares me. I've said on the last podcast, it scares me for if I ever have kids. It scares me what it's going to be like.
Yeah, man. I feel like I catch the algorithm every now and then, man. I'm scrolling and I'll think of something and it will like pull up. And I know I'm just like coincidentalizing the situation, but it's like I feel like they are figuring shit out and how our psyche kind of works and what impulses like cause us to look at certain things. Like it's all statistics.
Yeah.
And like these kids are growing up in an era where every single part of their life can be, put in a graph, in stats and how long, these kids are going to be born into this. Like, and even I catch myself now because I had those years when I was like, I didn't have a phone till I was like 11 or something. So I had those like pure days, as I'd call it. And these guys are never going to have that. And, so I think it's
I've
mad.
never
it's
been on
scary.
my phone as much as I am now.
Yeah.
Than I have ever been. Like, I am on my phone.
I hate my phone. I hate
it, but it's... I mean, I'm on it because I try and do the things I need to do. But at the same time, when I do look back, and there was times where I used to just go out with my friends and go on my bike and do things, and like now it's just like, as you get older, it's different. But like, I didn't think like that in my time I'd get to the age of 26 like now, and I'm just like I'm on that. Do you know what I mean? A lot.
Yeah.
And it's shit. I'm not gonna lie. But it's just how the way the fucking world's going, isn't it?
That's how it is, and that's the thing. Like, there's nothing you could do about it. Fuck all. You could unplug yourself, and then you just have no money. You could just take yourself out of the equation.
Vessel said this yesterday on the podcast with me. Vessel said, he says, no matter where you go, he says, bruv, I live in the countryside and I can't even get away from it because there's always one friend that will bring up something via their phone, like news or whatever that's happening in the world, or something's come out on TikTok, all this. So you can't actually escape it anymore unless you lock yourself in a box. And it's right.
Yeah. I did a social media detox this year.
How did that go?
And honestly, it was one of the best things I could do because I stopped caring. Cut off my hair. I realized this shit's just like all a fucking image thing, and like, why do I care about this image thing? I put myself on this pedestal like I fucking owe the internet something.
Yeah. I think that's just growing up,
and that's just stupid. Yeah. Totally, man. And I think learning this shit as we're going along as well, especially at least in my case, like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Like, I have people check me all the time for stuff, like, for example, a thing last night, like, I'm talking in my Discord server of like, the internet's full of fucking weirdos. Like, we've had like, we've banned some people on my server and stuff, and they're saying they want to pull up to my show, and now I'm having to consider shit like, oh, like, do I blacklist people? Like, do I blacklist people? Am I at that stage now? Like, and my friends going, you probably should, in case, like, what if something goes down and you knew they were coming, and I'm like, well, fuck.
I don't think it'd get that. Oh, I don't know. It's like you said.
But you don't know.
You don't know. Actually, think about it, you don't actually know.
You don't know. I honestly, I doubt anything is. I very much doubt anything's gonna happen. These men are pussies. But when I say anything's gonna happen, they're just gonna like be mean to people. Nothing's like nothing weird going down. And
just think.
But yeah, man, it's like now I have this kind of like duty of care, and I'm like, well, fuck, like, what do I do? Like, and I can't even look after myself, so I don't even know how to look after a room of fucking, I don't know, 200 people or whatever.
Yeah, let's just leave that to the security, I think.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm thinking. Is it security's job, or is it like
anything that goes? I was like, we like just don't look back in the era of like when, you like, obviously, I don't know, man, because it wouldn't be your fault. You can't help it. There's a fucking weirdo going about on a Discord server and just wanting to like turn up to the show and act like a
knobben.
Yeah, you can't help that.
Well,
that's just people.
That's also the thing. Like, if he was to pull up and do some shit, like, bro, I've got 200 people that will just fuck you up.
Yeah, just call them all a death at the right time.
Why are you coming anyways? Like, anyway. That's by the by. The show's gonna be great. Don't be worried about nothing happening. I got you. And defo pull up.
Yeah, defo pull up's it. 100%. Who are? Oh, I asked this to someone who asked last time for this. I can't think who I asked. 3 people you really want to work with going forward. Like you really would like to just get on and work with. On it doesn't mean it could be a track or an album.
It's interesting, man, because I think in my current phase where I'm at, and I think contractually with my deal features a little complicated, so it's not even really on my mind right now to for collabs. But I'm just pulling up my Spotify because I'm the worst with names. Like the people I'll be fucking with right now, Joey Valance and Bray are so cold. They do like boom bap shit, like new neo boom bap.
Oh,
you
okay. I think I've heard of it. them.
Yeah. If you get a chance, look at their song Punk Tactics. It's I saw them at Boomtown actually. I didn't even realize they were there.
Oh, nice.
And mate, they're fucking sick. Who else would I work with? Man. Thing is, right, because a lot of the close net people that are like that I could work with, like the first name that's popping in my head, I just recorded a feature with them, and that might be one of the nuttiest songs I've ever done. So I'm honestly really bad. I don't even know if I can like fully answer this question. Like, I'd love to work with Joe Vance and Bray.
If you can't answer it, don't worry about it.
I'd love to work with like some people completely outside of this trap metal shit, man. Like I'm not trying to genre hug anything anymore. Like I've really actually given up on this whole genre thing. I think I'd love to work with like drum and bass people. I'd love to do some fucking like bashment or like reggae or just something completely like out there, you know, for me. Like I'd love to try some random shit.
A lot of things can mix now, to be fair. I find a lot of things can mix. Oh, they do.
Yeah, I mean, if it's done right, if it's done right, and it's in the right taste and not too showboaty, it can be very good. Right now I'm into a lot of indie music as well. I think I'm going into an indie phase, and I think it's coming back too.
Is it? You think?
I think live instruments and shit is coming back. Who am I listening to right now? I'm going back and listening to like 3 Days Grace and shit.
Ooh, yeah. I've been listening to a load of Deftones recently. Lots of
Deftones. Have to, mate. Fucking have to. Fucking Portishead. Do you know? Portishead, not Portishead.
Yeah.
Portishead, mate. That whole album, ridiculous.
I'm trying to think of else of it. I was watching American Pie the other day, so I was listening to a lot of Sum 41.
Quanic, Team Sleep, The Cribs, all these people.
All the Cribs.
Thanks so much. And that new guy you just popped up on the scene, Ecstasy. He's crazy. Ecstasy. Yeah. He's got that it goes like I'm so happy, some shit like that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that indie music rocks, man.
Yeah, man. I think live instruments are coming back. I think the electronic shit's getting a little bit washed. Could be wrong though. But I think that's the direction I'm going in now. It's a bit more. Yeah, I think the reaction from stuff like Prison is very strong.
Yeah.
I think I know what the people want in a sense. I just got to act on it now.
Yeah. Have you haven't done any? Have you done any festivals yet? Like
yeah, I did. I've done a couple festivals. I've done the showstopper one that I did. That was fucking Alt Fest, Old London. That was crazy. That was like 4,000 people in a tent. I think it was a freak accident that it went so well. Because we had like a good amount of it. We promoted so hard, man. And we had maybe like a third of the tent like full when I started performing, and by like third song, tent was fucking packed. And I think it was because I was one of the only people who was doing that kind of like X Lane music where it's just balls to the wall. And they loved it, man. Like if you look at the recap on my YouTube channel, mate, that is my peak moment. That right there, like I peaked at that moment in my eyes. But I've done a couple other festivals that didn't go too great. But you got to have some shit shows to get your feet on the ground.
Life just, it's either fucking easy some days and shit some days. It's one of them.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I mean, I think it just gets harder.
It does.
It just gets harder.
Just when you get older. Fucking back pain and everything.
Yeah, man. But dude, like, I'm now having my first like health scare now, which is fun. Getting older. Fucking my stomach just doesn't work anymore.
Oh god.
I can't eat anything. Like, yeah, like I'm like every day I'm like questioning, am I gonna throw up today? And like usually I'll spend the first like 4 hours of the day like back and forth from the toilet, and then by around like 5 p.m. I'm good.
Yeah.
It's really weird.
Have you had it looked at?
Yeah.
I've
I've been through the whole fucking system with it, man. Like they just this stomach issues are a tough one for doctors because they don't really. It could be so many things,
It
and
could
a
be
lot
just
of the things that
a
it
bad
is,
bug and it's
like,
just got going. You never know. Do you?
yeah, like IBS is untreatable. You can't fix
Oh,
IBS. It's just a
IBS is
thing, and we don't even know how it happens. It's just a problem with our gut. But yeah, like they think I have IBS, like triggered by anxiety or whatever, which is, and I put off anxiety being the issue for so fucking long because I was like, I'm not fucking anxious, like I'm fine. And then I think it took a sec for me to be like, maybe I am. Like the doctor was like, you know, you should. I went back to the doctors. He was like, I'd ruled out everything. I was like, I've changed my entire diet. I've tracked everything. I've logged all this shit. I've done everything you want.
Yeah.
Like, what's the fucking problem now? Like, they've done blood tests, and they're like, well, honestly, man, I think you just need to like go to like cognitive behavioral therapy and shit. And I'm like, all right, cool, fun. Not doing that. And then, you know, then they were like, oh, let's get you on antidepressants. I'm like, bruv, no, like, what? Like, I'm not broken. Like,
Wait, I'm throwing up. I'm throwing up. I'm not depressed.
No, but I hate to say it, like, it has made me realize that, like, I am a fucking anxious person, man. Like, it's now my new like crux that I'm like fighting.
Anxiety's horrible. I had a relapse of anxiety.
And it's so, because I've seen anxiety affect my mother. I've seen anxiety affect my dad.
You can't go anywhere, man. Like, you can't. I couldn't leave the house for weeks. I was off work. I could not leave the house for weeks. It was just hard to. I just don't know what it was.
Well, mate, it affects everyone differently. And mine is like so. It's not even like. I guess everything's in perspective in it, but like I don't have panic attacks. Like as you'd think a panic attack, like, oh, I'm gonna fucking die type shit. I never have anything like that. It's like I just have a constant sense of like impending doom. That's like the best way I could describe it. Like I'm always thinking everything's gonna go wrong. That's kind of like my anxiety thing.
Or like, I don't know.
Man, it fucking
my
sucks when you got shit to do.
I think mine was like something bad's gonna happen. Like something bad's gonna happen like to me right now. And I was just like, what the fuck is going on, man? Why do I feel this way?
Yeah. I think especially just in this, especially in my line of like work, I guess, like it's very introspective, and you very much have to look inside yourself and kind of like deal with it.
Yeah.
To make this shit, you know, for it to
you got to
feel
pull
real.
through because it's like you said, it's your job.
And
no
the world ain't
choice.
waiting for you, man. The world's gonna fuck off if you don't catch up. So,
yeah, no one waits around, man.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think now that I'm in this position, or like I've got where I am, I'm like just fearful that like, oh, it could all go in 1 second, you know. And I know that's not gonna happen. Like I've been inconsistently dropping for like a long time now, and it's stable. Shit's stable. But I'm just like, it's just, it's like, oh, I've got everything I could want humbly, in my little flat. Like I'm very happy with it, and I'm like, well, I just suck for all this to just go.
I know, man.
So yeah, fighting to keep it. Stream the album.
Mate,
Stream the fucking album. Stream the fucking album.
Yeah, it's gonna get there. Do you know what, bro? It's been a pleasure talking to you. Honestly, it's been such a pleasure talking to you on the podcasting, getting you on here. Like, I want to put out a huge thank you to yourself because, like, I didn't think also I'd be able to get someone at such an incredible level within the music trap metal scene, everything like that you've been going through right now. Like, I didn't expect to come across someone so creative within the stage they are at. So I want to thank you for coming on the podcast all of it, man.
Thank you, brother. Thank you for having me, man. I'm
do you know
sorry
what?
about the technical issues and shit.
Bro,
But it's been a good chat, man. I'd love to come on again and
do
just
you know
fucking
what?
talk
We're
shit.
gonna get the whole UK on. We're gonna get the whole UK.
Yeah, bro. Honestly, we'll hook it up. And you know, the thing that I enjoyed about this podcast is just the fact that, mate, I'm so fucking over doing the whole like, hi, I'm Bad Lad. I grew up in fucking blah blah blah. And this is how I start. You know, like I enjoy a podcast where I could just fucking talk about. If I start rambling about gambling, we can just talk about gambling for a bit. You know, like
from the UK, bitch. Fuck you.
Come on, man. Yeah, exactly. Come on, man.
Yeah, man.
And that's why I just you know, I checked out your podcast. I knew it was going to be this kind of vibe. It's exactly what I wanted to do, and I'm happy I came here. So I appreciate
the plan,
it, man.
Nah, I appreciate that as well. It's the plan. It's there to educate people as well as, you know, like bring people out the shell. And this is a message to any fans out there that support Bad Lad. That are listening to this. And Bad Lad's put it forward pretty much for this podcast today. If any of you want to do anything in life and just want to get on with it and just worry about people think don't, like, just get on with it, because amazing things can happen. And we've seen this by such creative artists that's going to be going on tour by the end of the month, and he's going to be releasing his album. So just take the positive vibes from it. Don't see,
mate,
like,
if there is one, sorry to cut you off. Sorry to cut you off. If there is one thing that, like, I can take away from everything that we've just kind of said, like life right now for me is fucking tough, right? I'm about to drop an album. I have £200 in my bank account, and I'm about to go on tour, right? I'm freaking out, but I'm gonna do it.
Yeah,
because I have to. You know,
I
have to do this shit. You know, and I think everyone should try and take on that mindset, because I know it's been a tough few years. I know a lot of people are struggling. I know it's like very easy to just like destructive mentality everything. I think everything's going wrong, but just keep going. Take it day by day. That's what I'm doing right now. I have to phone my mom sometimes and be like, hey, like I'm freaking out, like help, and she'll calm me down. Like, don't, you know, everyone's fucking. I'm a normal guy, man, and I actually really appreciate coming on this podcast, because I've actually been able to be like a normal guy. I feel like with a lot of other interviews I've done, it's been quite fake. to put it, you know.
That's the one thing that's coming forward for Lonely Globe. It's not. I'm not gonna. There's no fake shit on that's gonna be coming through in this. I don't need the fake shit. It's reality. People are coming forward to present the music, no matter what stage you're at within the music. If you've got, I don't know, 2 listeners on Spotify, do you know what? If you've got a story and you want to put it out there, Lonely Globe's going to be there. And especially with yourself and anyone else that wants to join this podcast and come on the podcast, just talk about stuff. And just, do you know what? It's not always a case you just have to talk about random things. If you just, people just can come on for a chat. And I felt that's what this podcast has been about today, to be fair. It's literally, I've just sat down with a mate and just gone, right, just chat about shit.
Just 2 blokes having a chat, mate. That's fucking, that's all I need from a podcast, to be honest.
And Sinzy making 30 fucking grand on fucking
fucking bastard. What's that?
Bad Lads, ladies and gentlemen. So thank you again for coming on the podcast, and bring on Birmingham, man. That's all I can say. Bring on Birmingham and the rest of the tour. On. So
until next time.
Till next time, definitely, man. Episode 7, Bad Lad, over and out.